Hey everyone, Alms for Pergy here. You can call me Alms. Before we get into this next episode, I just want to give everyone a brief content warning. Now, this episode does feature a moment of, and I'm just going to give the definition of it, a moment of some person who is using force, coercion, hurtful teasing, comments, or threats in order to aggressively dominate or intimidate one or more others. I know that the platform doesn't like the use of that word, so I'm just playing by their rules. But also, I know that some people have a history of these kinds of acts, and it may be difficult for them to see them in media. Though no physical acts are implied in this scenario, there is verbal and emotional degradation in this upcoming instance. I'll be putting down the time range of when that happens in this video. If you would like to skip that part, please feel free to do so. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as I'm still new here and I'm eager to see some feedback. Now, without further ado, here's episode 7 of our playthrough of I Wani Hug That Gator. On my way to photography, I'm still a bit caught up by what just happened. I think I'm starting to see how Ben accomplished that. I mean, ordinarily an incident that embarrassing would be just detrimental to your social standing. On my first day, I went through something like that. An event so humiliating people were spreading rumors for days. Sure, they died out pretty quick, but the fact is, it happened. One moment everything is fine, then suddenly something you couldn't even see coming just upends your life. Stuff like that can happen all the time, and to anyone. Something that's always terrified me. It's something that just happened to Ben, only he was exempt. He was quick on his feet and diffused the situation faster than it could have even really started. It's like disaster avoidance. I seriously think it's the most important skill one can have. To have everything under control, to see trouble from a mile away and make it a non-issue even when it takes you by surprise. That sort of social capital is something I need. Maybe it's a little selfish, but if I were seen that way, then any sudden happenings would be forgiven instantly. Of course, Ben isn't alone. The world is full of people with that skill. Only I'd be lying if I said most of them deserved it. Most people able to get away with stuff use their unique ability for just that, getting away with stuff. What should be seen as a blessing of a social buffer is just some enabling trait of theirs, a charismatic get-out-of-jail-free card. If I had that ability, I'd use it to push myself to my limits both artistically and productively. That's my ultimate goal. Ben is one of the good ones, definitively. He's definitely earned my respect over this. The question remains, though, how do I get like that? That line of thinking is cut off as I round the next corner. Oh no, Mia. Wanted to talk with you, Olivia. At the center of the hallway intersection, I see Mia and Olivia. Oh, come the fuck on now, Olivia. Don't be such a killjoy. I'm trying to be nice here. The grin on Mia's face is jovial as she stands before the wheelchair-bound girl, her tail lazily swaying as she eyes Olivia. Man, I never realized how lethal those spikes on her tail look. After all, have to be nice to someone as talented as Olivia, don't I? Behind her are a pair of similarly smiling Saurian girls. Actually, wait a minute. Those two. They're Mia's friends? I mean, she knows her way around a palette and canvas. Right, Olivia? A paraplegic Picasso here. That's you, right? Can't imagine how useless you must feel otherwise. I'm so glad you're able to put those thoughts aside and paint some things you like. Mia takes a step towards Olivia, her previous expression taking on a more ominous air. Yet for all that talent, untapped potential, you seem to lack some of the basics expected of a functioning young adult. Mia's lips part, revealing a cruel grin. I hear you've been a really dirty, messy little baby, leaving your stuff everywhere in class and getting it all over the place. They should stick you in a cute little bib. Kiara and Lunara laugh, cheering loudly at Olivia. Ah, geez. And I actually liked those two. Well, I liked Lunara, but I'm getting some... My opinion is definitely turning now. Mia snaps her finger, causing the two of them to go quiet. I still don't want to believe it. Yeah, neither I. Those two. They were so nice to me. What are they doing with Mia? I know them. They're smart. They know if this is what it looks like, it's horrible. And they're not the kind of people to punch down like this. But they all decided to do this, right? So what's going on? Is there more to this situation? Mia takes another step forward, her figure now looming over Olivia as she looks down with a cruel sneer on her lips. Normally, I wouldn't waste my time trying to single you out, but I'm going to use this moment to make you get the picture. Benny was supposed to join me for lunch, but he had to stay behind to clean up after your mess. You got your issues, you can't ride a bike, whatever. That's your fucking problem. Stop making it mine, Olivia. Or do I need to start being a problem for you? Yeah, does Benny look like your nanny? Well, she does come pre-packaged with the stroller. Come on, Mia, that's crossing the line. Not like she can stand up to you. Or anyone. What? I'm just chatting with Liv here. But if I did hurt your feelings, I'm really, really sorry. God damn this bitch! Kiara's beak clicks loudly and repetitively while Lunara's hand covers her maw to hide a giggle. Oh, don't take it so personally, Olivia. I'm just teasing ya. Right, Liv? We're all just one big happy family here. Lord knows some of us could use one. Come on, Inko. Step in. Do something. I don't even know how to respond to that. I want to hear both sides of the story here. What history Mia and Olivia have for a confrontation like this. I think getting this upset over her missing lunch with Ben is extreme, but Mia's friends remain by her side. Completely steadfast against Olivia. Is it that bad? And yet, Olivia says nothing to her. She has her head atop the knuckles of her hand like I would during Prockling's history lessons. There were moments where Olivia's tail would press into the floor, shifting her chair back or to the side. It looked like she was attempting to sidestep the conversation with that muscular tail, but Mia's own movements cut off her escape attempts. Mia returns the calm stare. There's no motion, but the staring contest was a fight in its own way, and the first to look away would lose. Olivia's frigid indifference against Mia's piercing glaze. Kiara ends up dropping her phone, and both glare at her simultaneously. A draw. Kiara, I swear I'll kill you one of these days. Olivia takes the opportunity to move past Mia. Mia takes no time to toughen her stance and continue her spew of insults. What? Leaving so soon? No response. And so quickly that's almost normal walking speed. I was honestly thinking you'd need a cooler nickname to go with your need for speed. Hot Wheels. That got a reaction out of her. In an instant, Olivia stops to a squeaking halt. Gone was her stoic face. In its place were eyes wide with shock. How the hell? Olivia's face falters. Hers. Mia quickly steps ahead again and places a foot on her left wheel. Your brain-dead finhead friend told me back in gym class. He went on about how you had it back when you were still soiling your diapers. Honestly, I think you should embrace it. So say it. Well... God, I don't like this. I don't like this. Are you retarded, you stupid bitch? Fucking say it. God, do you need fucking speech therapy too? Say it! Hot Wheels! Hot Wheels! See, I knew you could do it. Kind of fitting. I agree with half of it. Olivia's claws dig into her armrests. Maybe that's the nuance. The point is that only half of it works. Mia turns to look at Kiara and Lunara, eliciting some more giggling from them. I'm sure you wouldn't mind us making it cool again, though, right? I mean, you were such a winner back then. Mia leans in close, her voice now a harsh stage whisper as she glares daggers through Olivia. What's wrong, Hot Wheels? Don't want to talk anymore? Am I not good enough for you? Even from afar, I can tell that Olivia is starting to lose her composure. Her tail lays limp on the floor, as if the energy to hold it was drained away. Oh my god. I think this is bullying. You think? You think this is bullying, Inko? No, this is definitely bullying! I didn't want to believe it. But it's undeniable by now. This is textbook bullying. It's unfair. It's like when you're in line to use the restroom after hours and hours of waiting and someone cuts in front of you. Completely inexcusable. Is this the part where I should step in? What do I even say? I have to at least try, right? It's my duty as a fellow student. Maybe I don't need to say anything at all? Just being present for Olivia against the horde? It certainly wouldn't help if I got any even bigger target on my back for Mia. Olivia wrenches herself free from Mia's foot and continues down the hall. The others follow like vultures. Damn. Man, I need to think and act fast. Okay, I thought our opportunity was lost. My legs move on their own, and I cross into the hallway. I'm instantly noticed. Mia's already registered my presence, and her expression changes. My heart starts beating quicker and harder. Time's up for being indecisive. As much as I want to go off on Mia and her posse, Olivia wouldn't want me to try standing up for her again, not after how I tried to handle it with Ben. Besides, I'd probably fumble the words and make myself look like a fool anyway. So there's really not much I can do. But what I can do is nothing. Say nothing, do nothing, just wait for Olivia to pass by. She stops a bit in confusion, but quickly remembers she's currently on the run. When she passes by, I follow down the same hallway, slowing my pace to be slightly behind her. Olivia turns to look at me with equal parts surprise and dread. I think a part of her fears that I'm about to say or do something really stupid. Instead, I merely give a warm smile. To be picked on by that many people at once, all certain they're doing no wrong, it's terrifying. In moments like this, we should know that someone's got her back. Or she should know that someone's got her back. Even if I have nothing to offer, at least the playing field will be a bit less one-sided. Now that she has someone beside her. The hell? Hey, I know that jacket. And I know that bullseye for a head from a mile away. The group starts following behind us. Olivia glances over to me, and I return another small smile. Well, well, if it ain't Baldy. Coming in to save the day or something? I don't respond. Instead, I keep my head forward and keep on walking with Olivia. That seems to catch Mia a bit off guard, as I can hear the gears in her mind visibly starting to turn. Hey! I'm talking to you, Hot Wheels! The sound of shuffling boots start to gain on us. Just 'cause you have Baldy here now to protect you isn't gonna save your hide. Neither him or any of your dipshit friends. I can see Olivia's claws digging into her armrest at the nickname, but otherwise she maintains her apathetic leer. The more we walk, the more obscenities Mia keeps blurting out to try and get a rise out of either of us. This is why you don't have any real friends, you skipless salamander. I don't know if Olivia has a plan, because I can't fully understand why she's letting Mia walk all over her like this. But I remain steadfast and believe that she knows what she's doing. It's all I really can do. Who'd even want to be with a cripple like ya? I can hear Mia laughing at her own words. Olivia, please change your mind and waste this bitch. Ah, so you got something to say now, Hot Wheels? She shrugs. If that's how you feel, Mia. What? Olivia doesn't say anything else. She only turns around and begins to wheel herself down the hallway. Yeah, I completely agree. This could very well have been really a better thing to do, really so. Because stepping in and saying something mean back would only have escalated things, and we don't need escalation really now at this point. Is that Mia definitely seems like the one to actually try to get violent, really so. And up against a human against a dinosaur is that it would not have ended well for us. And sometimes what bullies want really then is that they don't necessarily, like, sometimes they do want to belittle at times, but as well as that what sometimes people want is just to get the rise, just to get the attention. And that's the thing then. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is just completely ignore it. Ignoring them will just make them angry and make them look foolish. For a moment I stand there, and I don't think I read that portion either. Gosh, I got off track. I'm so sorry. Okay. Even her posse looks confused, unsure of what to say. You really got her, Mia. Yeah, definitely showed that leathery bitch. Mia jerks her head to her cohorts and glares at them, angered by their petty comments. Then she stares me down with obsidian daggers in her eyes. Well, that's my cue to leave. With the grace of a headless chicken, I scramble down the hallway to catch up with Olivia. Rounding the corner, there's no Olivia to be found. Where'd she go? I suddenly hear Lunara's voice echoing down the hall, followed closely by Mia's. Mia, what are you doing? Get back here, you fox! Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Not alone. Not with them. Dread fills me as I hear the pursuing predator's heavy footsteps approach me. I'm grabbed from behind. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm... Whoa! Suddenly, I'm violently pulled aside. Right into the school's elevator by the collar of my jacket. Thank God it wasn't Mia. She jams the key into the slot and smashes the button to the second level. As the doors close, we hear Mia roar out at us. Next time I see those two again, I'll make sure that oversized cue ball has to use that wheelchair of hers instead. Thankfully, the elevator doors close shut and the car jerks upwards before making its ascent. Never knew I'd be grateful to be in this death trap. As I catch the breath I had unknowingly held, my eyes align with a pair of silver serpentine eyes. I appreciate what you did for me back there. I'm surprised. Not sure what to say back, really. Instead, I smile back and nod. In return, she gives me a half smile before recomposing herself. You should, roll with me in the elevator now. How come? Well, you've just become enemies with her. If she sees you, you'll be a wad of gum under her boot. Oh, joy. Yeah, your best bet is to just avoid her now. This way you stay out of the hallways. I appreciate it. Don't mention it. Wait, the elevator would stop Mia from beating the snot out of me and the entire rest of the school? Yes. We hear the small electronic bing of the elevator and the door slide open. History class is as bland as it usually is. Brooklyn continues prattling on about some sort of historical event, but most of my attention is on Olivia. She has her hoodie over her head and looks lost in thought. That altercation must have shaken her up more than I thought it would be. Part of me wants to ask if she'll be okay, even though I'd already asked 3 times already. But the last thing I want to do is prod at her. Soon enough, class nears its end, and Olivia uses her accommodation to leave the class early. Besides, we can talk about it after school if she wants to anyways. The more I think about it, the more I realize that I had my first real confrontation with a bully at a school. I'd heard once that when you get into a fight for the first time, you throw up from the adrenaline. No fists were thrown, but I feel about the same right now. I'm wringing my hands together to try to steady them. Jeez, I'm a wuss. I stood up to Mia with Olivia, and I end up in this mess. The final class ends, and I'm set free for the day. Stepping out of St. Hammond's main entrance, I'm surprised to see my friends huddled together in a tightly knit group. I usually don't see many of them after school. I always assume they left as soon as the bell rang. Hey guys, what's going...
Eiko!
Damien looked exceptionally worried as he glanced at me.
Eiko, you believe me, right?
Pardon? Olivia's nostrils flare with an exasperated snort.
I didn't mean for any of that to happen.
What's the matter, Damien?
When Mia asked about that nickname stuff from so long ago, I just blurted it out. She didn't say she is for something so unscrupulous.
Oh, jeez, Damien. I'm ashamed it took me more than a moment to figure out what was happening. Guess Damien feels culpable for what Mia said. But why? You don't know what that word means.
Who cares? Inko, really, I didn't mean for any of that to happen.
Hey, I believe you, man. Your heart was in the right place. Olivia told us what happened with Mia, calling her some nickname. Damien leans back over an unresponsive Olivia, hands spread in supplication. She said you were there too. I was, yeah.
Olivia, you loved that nickname way back when we were kids.
Damien's words were dismissed with a roll of her smoky eyes. He really didn't mean it, Olivia.
I know already!
For a split second she bore row upon row of sharp teeth before gnashing her maw in frustration. Olivia's nostrils flared out with a huff of hot breath again, and I could practically see everything from her day finally weigh on her. You were just being you again, Damien. Sometimes I wish you weren't, but whatever. There's a grittiness to her voice once more, but she continues on. She holds her canteen up to her lips, but drops it immediately. Empty again. The grit in her voice is back, but she presses on. And the nickname is just that, a nickname. I don't want to hear it again. Especially from her, and especially if it's just to get under my skin. Olivia stares at Damien for a while before breaking contact to glance at Liz and I. Why not? Wait, did I just say that? Why did I ask that? It just kind of came out. Liz notices Damien still organizing his thoughts. Seeing as neither of the others are going to answer coherently, she sighs. Well, I wasn't around for this, but when they were freshmen in middle school, Damien and Olivia would take the bus every weekend to an arcade in the city. I guess he came up with the nickname around then, and it stuck.
That's half right, but I didn't come up with it. I brought a chunk of change for us to play stuff with each other. A match on just about anything there was a quarter probably still is. But I don't think I won even once. Once she stood to win something, it's like a switch went off in her head. I'd never seen Olivia get like that. Some of the teenagers were watching too. They saw everything. A couple challenged her out once I ran out of cash, and sure enough, she ended up clearing house all afternoon. It was all she talked about at school all week until we could go back for more. Only took like a month for her to be recognized as some local champion. Sometime along the way, people started calling her Hot Wheels. Don't remember really who or when. But I do know it's proof she's got that fire in her.
Wow. Yeah, that's...
I had fun back then. Guess I forgot I wasn't supposed to bring it up. Have things really changed that much?
And you did, again. Damien hisses to himself.
Sorry.
Just can't help yourself. But you're right. That was the best time of my life. The name Hot Wheels belongs to 10-year-old me. Not Kurt, me.
Hey, that's a great story. To be recognized so well that you get a cool nickname? It sounds amazing. Being a champion, being a winner. Why all the disdain for the title?
I'm not.
What?
I'm not a winner anymore.
Because you don't go to the arcade anymore? If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's only like a half hour away.
Olivia looks at Liz like she's just recommended everyone to watch the newest Netsticks anime. What the hell?
Well, if the story's anything to go by, I'd like to see you be a winner again. Olivia's breath seems to hitch for a moment. And I'm sure these guys want to see it too. Davison wants to drag you to our lunch table all this time, right? Look at him. He's nearly keeled over because he's afraid of losing that part of you. And Liz? I think I'd like to see why you and Damien are really close friends. Yeah. And just as quick as I gained the bravado to speak up, my words left me immediately. I think I accidentally put Olivia on the spot there. Whoops.
Well,
Her tail rolls along the ground, a bit in contemplation. If you guys really care that much about it, I wouldn't mind it from you guys. All at once, Damien lights up. Yes! Alright, Hot Wheels is back!
You guys now refers to Liz and Inko.
Damien's shoulders drop for a moment, but he quickly recovers. Hey, if we're getting the name out again, we should go visit the arcade together sometime.
I'd rather not.
Okay then, but how about a better name, like, Death Roll?
Olivia swings her tail around to trip him, but he's fast enough to jump over it. Damien's words flood out as he contemplates new nicknames for Olivia to try and appease her, many of which are shot down by her or leave Liz and I chuckling. Gradually, our giggles died down, and the four of us chatted a bit more about the day in general. Eventually, Damien and Liz headed their respective ways, with Olivia deciding to stick around. Most of the school has filtered out to their various homebound rides or to their after-school activities, leaving Olivia and I all alone. Hey, I'll roll with you.
Really? I mean, I don't mind, of course.
It's nothing. House is only a few blocks away anyway. Besides, I'm sure someone would beat you up and take your lunch money if I didn't. There's plenty of time to make it to the next train, so the two of us take it easy. The sun finally managed to break through the autumn clouds, making the walk almost unseasonably warm.
Man, I thought the last day of summer was weeks ago.
Ha, it was. I don't mind it staying warmer longer, though. Feels pretty great to me. Olivia gives her chair an extra hard push, letting herself glide by unaided for long enough to stretch out her arms to bask in the sunlight.
I might have figured you'd like the heat.
Oh, what? Because I'm a dino?
No, not like that.
I'm just playing. Relax. You're pretty touchy on that stuff, aren't you?
The two of us finally make it to the train platform, nestled as it is off the main street. I can see the train a few blocks away, our walk timed up with its arrival perfectly. I just think it's important to be educated, is all.
Even if you're, what, the only human at our school?
Olivia flashes me a cheeky grin as my train pulls up. I've gotta admit, but her mischievous nature is a little infectious. As the train doors open, I leave Olivia with one final jab, knowing something I know she'd appreciate. Hey, whatever you say, Hot Wheels. I neatly dodge out of the way of her slashing claws, stepping smartly onto the train as the doors close.
Inko, you son of a bitch! Get back here!
As the doors ding shut behind me, I can see an irate and still blushing Olivia waving her fist as the train begins to pull away. Still giggling, I manage to squeeze myself into a seat next to a yellow-scaled woman smelling faintly of hot dogs. You know, I may pay for that comment later. But the look on her face was totally worth it. So refreshing to actually have a fun interaction than
after that moment of bullying. Jeez. As the school year progresses, the days start to feel like they're moving along much faster. A part of it may be the change of the season, however slight that change may be. While the calendar says it's officially fall, the only thing I've really noticed was the increasing number of clouds in the sky. Better say something sorry, though, which is why I bought my fancy compact carbon fiber umbrella. Still, things have started to be routine for me in the mornings. Wake up, throw on my clothes, consider eating breakfast more before realizing I'd wreck my stomach, walk to the station with a featherlight umbrella in hand. And wouldn't you know it, I end up having another chat with Mr. Ferris on the ride to school.
Hello, Mr. Nito. How are you this morning?
Doing fine, sir, thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing well.
Here we go, another fashion moment.
So, my niece told me over the weekend that you and Olivia were in a predicament of some sort.
Yeah. Olivia was being picked on by, someone, but it's not a problem anymore.
I see. Well, that's unfortunate to hear, and strange, considering the substantial funding the school gets for anti-student harassment programs. What good is all that tax money if classmates are still ragging on each other?
If it means anything, Olivia knows how to handle herself. I was there to support her.
That's fine, but the issue is this sort of thing shouldn't be happening to begin with. That aside, Liz has gotten somewhat enthusiastic recently regarding Olivia. She's surprised at how animated she's gotten. Ever since that get-together at Randall's place, I think. I'd wager you'd have something to do with it, no?
Maybe a little. Yeah, it was certainly rocky in the beginning, but we've been warming up to each other. It's nice seeing a different side of her, even if it's brief. I don't know, can I take credit for that?
We all have unique chances to make a change, Inko. If you're good at grasping them, that in itself is something to be proud of.
How do you know it's really a chance to do anything?
He lets out a deep, reverberating chuckle. Well, to flip our usual script and let you in on an old phrase, a friend of mine once told me, if you see a fork in the road, take it.
Yeah? Thanks, Mr. Ferris. Like my mornings, the school days have become a routine as well. Slave through PE with Damien, see Olivia's new doodles and sketches in art class, watch Liz lose her mind to tutoring Damien at lunch, talk shop with Ben. Though now I have to avoid Mia like the plague because she's surely out to kill me. All said, I think St. Hammond has been my best school experience out of... Man, I've lost count of how often I've moved. Must be the fresh head trauma. As for today... Huh, that's a newer look for Mia. It's been raining pretty often recently, so Coach Sully made us play more dodgeball in the gym. Mia was definitely gunning for me with the way she launched them at me with the speed of a catapult. I rest in Nia Dawkins' class, popping my spine against the curve of my chair. Apparently today's a short day because of some assembly, so the period will end much earlier than usual. It also means we got most of the period to slack off, do homework. Oh no, oh dear, no, is this an anti-harassment assembly? I glance at the desk next to me in the hopes of catching Olivia's latest artistic masterpiece when I notice she's not drawing, and instead only fidgeting. Hey, Olivia, you seem a bit nervous. Everything alright?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's just that I've been hearing rumors that the school's shared drive might have been corrupted.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really.
How would something like that happen?
Not sure, but I'm scared that it might have messed with the art contest submissions. I think you should check out your entry on the website, just to make sure it's okay.
Technology, don't fail me now. With urgency, I take out my phone and type in the school's website. Fast fingers led me to the art contest tab. Can this loading bar go any slower? Finally, the page loads in and... Oh. Looks like the submissions have been closed.
What?
I hold the phone up for Olivia to show her the page.
The submissions have been closed since voting started last week.
Oh. Sheesh, I thought Mr. Yodakin had spooked me. Olivia's all seized up. Well, that's quite reassuring. With the submissions closed, there's no chance of any hacker messing with them. Olivia doesn't seem convinced, still drumming her fingers on her desk. Hopefully she'll feel loads better with the preliminary winners when the preliminary winners are revealed. Oh no. I sense trouble coming up. I sense that somehow maybe Mia got a hold of something of Olivia's work and submitted it against her will in the hopes of humiliating her. Speaking of which, when are we... As the bell sounds, the class begins to pack their things into a dock and corrals everybody into a single file line. All right, everybody, we have an assigned row, so stick together. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Choking on my own spit. Not graceful. Before I join the rest of the line, I look back at Olivia, who seems to be stalling. Come on, I'll walk with you. That seems to stir something in her, and she glances up to me while hastily shoving a notebook into her bag.
Yeah, I'm coming.
As we head out the door, I notice Olivia shuffling her hoodie a lot. It's not a long walk to the auditorium, and despite Iodakin's best attempts, most of the class munches off to sit with their friends. Having expected this, he shrugs and makes his way over to the back of the auditorium where the other teachers are. Olivia and I are left to the struggling crowd trying to filter into the cramped theater at the school. It's going to be difficult finding some seats. It's fine. I have a spot. Okay. Olivia wheels herself down the pathway, to which I follow suit. She heads down the aisle until we're at the first row of seats. There's a vacant spot where a typical seat would be with the faded handicap sign. Olivia parks her chair into the empty spot, to which I take the seat next to her. Best seats in the house, right? Can't complain. As the hall fills with more students, my anticipation rises. Man, I can hardly wait for the announcements. So, do you think I have a chance? Huh? Oh, maybe. Photography isn't super popular, but... Olivia folds her hands on her lap, staring straight ahead as her voice trails off. I knew that, but I'm still hopeful. Hey, guys! Oh! I have to remind myself that this is normal. Hey, Liz. I can't believe it's finally here. Gosh, I'm so excited. Me too. By the way, where's Damien? Hey, guys! I'm over here! Damien's in the far back of the auditorium, yelling and waving his hands in the air to catch our attention. He's going to get in trouble for that. Frills, sit down! Damien immediately stops and takes his seat. With tempered expectations, we both sit in silence for just a few minutes before Principal Scalar walks on stage and taps on a standing microphone. Okay, everyone, got a whole bunch of important announcements to make, so I'll make them quick so we can all have an early lunch. As soon as the idea of going for an early lunch is brought up by Principal Scalar, the entire room goes as silent as visual. I guess when it comes to an early lunch, it's serious business. Over the next 15 minutes, Principal Scalar goes over important events coming up in the school year. Most I would consider standard things, like pep rallies for the sports teams, or bake sales to fundraise for upcoming field trips, and even something about new clubs being formed, such as the Japanese Animation Appreciation Society. Is that P capitalized there intentional? I'm not sure. Oh, the P is animated, so yeah, that's intentional. Okay. Japanese Animation Appreciation. Okay. I don't think I get the joke. Sorry. Not the best acronym I'd have if I had to say. Japanese Animation Appreciation Society. NAPS. Wait, no, Japs? Is that it? Okay. Otherwise, it's all mostly boring housekeeping stuff when one got right down to it. I almost wonder why such announcements warranted an assembly when the mood suddenly shifts with Scalar's next big announcement.
Now that we got the main stuff out of the way, I've saved the best announcement for last. St. Hammond is proud to announce the 5 semifinalists for the annual Fresh Start Art Contest.
Cheers and applause roars, loud enough to make my ears ring. Yet I'd be lying if I said I also wasn't excited for the reveal of just who had made it to the semifinals. Maybe I was giving myself a bit too much credit, but I really wanted to be among the semifinalists. I could almost taste victory. In fact, I turned to face Olivia and prepared to cheer alongside her, but I'm stopped in my tracks when I noticed that, unlike the rest of her peers, Olivia seemed to be uneasy about the prospect. Almost scared, even. Before I can ask Olivia why her sudden change in mood, Scalar continues with her next words, cutting my train of thought off.
And here we have the 5 semi-finalists.
The pieces of the 5 skillful students who had beaten all the other competitors came up, followed by the names of the victors right above them. Alas, I see no photography submission in sight. At least I gave it a shot, right?
Oh man, I didn't make it in.
Liz's neck droops down like a melancholy noodle. I can't help but feel pity for the bummed-out Brachiosaurus. Bzz, bzz. Checking my phone, I see...
Tell Liz to come back here, bro.
I'm sure Damien's got that handled. I mean, she does have a long neck. I'm kind of surprised that it can stretch that far, really so. Again, reminding me of, like, Long Dog from Undertale. But anyway. Despite my sullied mood, I look back to the semifinal winners and can't help but be amazed by them. Each artwork is impressive in their own right, their colors blending wonderfully and the figures beautifully designed. It's easy to see why these were voted as the winners. The last one especially catches my eye. The scenic landscape with the setting sun looks stunning. If not for the slight stylization of the skyline and the fantastical color palette, it would probably pass off as a real photograph with some filters pasted over it. I'm no art critic yet, but if I were, I'd label it as a masterpiece and easily the best out of all of them.
Let's give our winners a big round of applause.
The auditorium fills with the usual kind of clapping one would expect in an event like this. Polite with an underlying tone of disinterest, though one person felt compelled to constantly make a piercingly high whistle. I think my mouth is starting to fail me.
We will be displaying the winners' art pieces in room 237. You're welcome to view them during lunch and after school today.
Oh, neato! Principal Scalar continues the rest of the assembly, announcing other events for the school and other minor reminders. Behind me, I see the teachers start psyching themselves up for the Herculean task of getting some 200 hungry dinosaur teenagers out of the room and towards lunch without anyone getting killed. Yeah, that does sound like a task. Oh, I just noticed. She has a little cat on her mug. That's cute. Anyway, Principal Scalar finishes and waves back to them to signal it's time.
All right, we're going to start adjourning to lunch. You all know how this goes, so no just going for the exit.
And of course they all do. Being in the first row, we're the first to get up. I follow behind Olivia until we make it to the hall. Hey, Olivia. She stops and turns a bit. Geez, is she still anxious about the side thing earlier? She looks a little pale. I wanted to check out the winning paintings a bit more. Wanna come along? She considers for a moment.
No, go on without me. I need to use the restroom.
Alright, I'll see you at the lunch table then. Olivia nods and starts off down the hall following the flow of students towards the lunchroom. Let's see. The principal said it was room 237. First thing I noticed walking into the classroom is the amount of people checking out the gallery. While I didn't expect it to be filled to the brim with eager students, there's a decent amount of people here, about a baker's dozen or so. Maybe more will come when they finish up their lunches. Well, I'm here now. Let's take a look at the lucky winners. The pieces are all set on easels in the back of the classroom. Some desks and chairs are moved closer to the front to give each its own viewing space. One by one, I take a moment to give each canvas a thorough view. The auditorium screen really didn't give the art justice, because now I can really take in the detail of each one by being up close. The color palettes, the brushwork, the subtle nuances. Yeah, I could definitely see all of them having a good shot at getting first prize. But now it's time to see the one I've been eager to look at since it was first shown. From what I recall from Mr. Yadakin's lessons, it's made with acrylics, explaining why the colors of it seem more vibrant. It stands out in defiance to the other paintings in the contest, most of which were either violently absurdist and meaningless or muted still lifes of ordinary objects. So can I get rid of the window here? I'm not sure I can. I'm not sure if I can. So I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Deal with it! Okay. It's a meadow of mystifying colors, the organic lines drawing the viewer deeper into the piece, and I feel as though this would be a place I'd wake up to within a fantastical dream. There's no rigid structure or forced metaphors here, just a fantastical merger of creative expressionism and real-world beauty. I feel my fingers itching for the familiar weight of my DSLR. This is a piece that I want to immortalize in my portfolio. It's hands down the winner of the contest in my eyes. I simply must find out who made this. Looks like this breathtaking show of artistic talent was created by semi-finalist winner Incognito? Oh, crap. No. Oh my god, no. No. Oh no. This is not good. Not good at all.